something shifts and there's a sense of peace that comes being together at Mass.
Well, there's a lot of love here. The whole world is here. We're the most diverse county in the United States.
Yes, so actually I was born in Vietnam.
I was actually raised Baptist.
My family immigrated to the U.S.
I was actually raised in this parish.
We were foster parents, so we went from having one child to 4 children.
I appreciate in this church the way children are built and those that are building them, how much sacrifice they're making.
I know the highlight of Mass every time for our girls is like getting to fist bump with Father Shinsun or wave to Father Drew. They love it. They look forward to it every time.
It's like hugging God. They think you're Jesus. And that's a challenge to be as kind as Jesus.
It's incredibly stressful for the parents, and the fact that they bring crying kids, screaming kids is fantastic. It's not easy.
I'm very aware and very sensitive that comes with others around us kind of having to live through that experience as well. And that's hard because I don't want to be a distraction to others who are at Mass.
My little person is loud. My little person is hungry pretty much every 5 minutes. My little person likes to run.
We went to Mass and we were in the main part of the sanctuary and we were actually sitting relatively close to the front. And right when Father held up the host for the consecration, he starts yelling, "Tortilla, Mama? Tortilla?"
We made the mistake of bringing a hot car, like a car.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels car. Oh my gosh, that thing rolled from the middle of the pew all the way to the front.
I think I spent almost like 6 months walking around the courtyard with one of them because he was never happy in Mass. It wasn't you.
Our youngest wanted to wear her slippers to church, so it's been negotiating. You can wear them in the car, but once we get to church, you need to put on your real shoes.
As the pastor, I don't want to tell any family they have to do anything because they know their children best, they know themselves best, they know where they're comfortable, and so ultimately that's always going to be their decision. But as far as we're concerned, come on in, be part of the excitement.
That's always one of the things that I always thought was odd is churches where it's just like grown-ups go to their service and kids go to their separate service, and I always thought that's so weird. Like, why wouldn't you worship together as an entire family?
And I have had people say, you know, your child should not be in Mass if he's loud. And I hear that. I hear that it's distracting.
Just like when you're on an airplane and you got kids crying, like nobody likes that, right? But I think at the end of the day, like I'm sure the parent is not like, oh, I'm happy that my kid is crying on this like 4-hour flight to Chicago.
It's part of being a family, right? Like you have the chaos of a family, and that chaos gets transferred wherever you go, right? And it's a part of welcoming everybody and the diversity that we have, right?
Kids don't do what we tell them to do. They do what we show them to do. And I want her to have that same relationship with God, obviously with Jesus, but also with our church, our parish family here, but also the larger Catholic Church.
I mean, I can use all the words I want and tell them it's important, but if we're not making the time every single weekend to come to Mass, I'm not actually living that out.
We know everything is not perfect. The most important thing is, everyone have a chance to attend the Mass, have a chance to talk to Jesus. We're praying that by doing so, our children going to do that in the future and keep doing that for the next generation to come.
The young people, the kids, if they don't feel welcome, they're not going to stay. Why would they?
I think so often parents sit in the very back thinking, I don't want to be a nuisance, I don't want to cause a disruption, I want to be able to leave if the child's, acting up or whatever. And I think that's backwards.
Someone told us to try the front pew. And we were like, oh no. I was like, absolutely not. Like, we are not going up there, And I think after our oldest turned 5, we were like, okay, we'll give it a try. That was the best my kids have ever behaved.
Trying to show him what's going on really made him understand the church a lot more.
If one of our children was, really having a moment we'll take them back there or even just outside for a minute to calm them down, but we always bring them back, because if they don't get through the struggle of learning, they'll never get there.
When you feel like there's something going on that's negatively hurting the congregation because of distractions, you know, that's natural.
All of us are here for Christ.
Yeah.
You know, and once you have that in your head, whatever you see outside happening cannot be a distraction, but should be something you tolerate and accommodate, so that when you go out a better person and leave the community a better community.
Parents are trying. They're really trying. Even if you think they're not trying hard enough or it looks like they're not trying, they're trying.
I think maybe offering up a prayer for the parents. If you approach it from a place of love and a place of understanding, as irritating as it can be, they are the future of the church.
And I know that my stress level goes down significantly if I'm able to get like a seat towards the aisle, because I know that if the little ones, you know, just kind of having a meltdown, I can quickly get up, get to the back.
Me being a mom, if there's a baby crying behind me, you know, I turn around and I wave at the baby and try to get a little smile out of him. You know, just to, you know, moms, I know you're trying hard. Dads, I know you're trying extra hard, but it's gonna be okay. We'd rather have you here at church and teaching your baby about God and Jesus and the whole nine than, you know, just staying at home.
That shared community and like that shared experience, it just makes life feel better because you're with people.
Like if you're missing one of the best things on earth, that's a big mistake that you're making.
Sometimes people will come up to me after Mass and say, "You're doing a good job, Mom," or "I'm glad you're here." And I really appreciate that, because especially on those days when I know she's been loud and I know it's been a struggle not only for me but also possibly for the people around me, it makes me feel like I'm still making the right choice by bringing her here.
I think if you're a young family with like a newborn or a little kid and you've never brought them to church, I think I would say bring them to church, because, I mean, there's no time when they're going to be old enough where it's going to be perfect.
You never know. Every day is different. Every Sunday is different.
Yeah, we're all here and, you know, supporting you as well and making sure that you understand that, you know, you can call this place home.
We're all supposed to be here, even in our messiness, especially in our messiness. That's when we need church the most.
By coming and being present, there are just unknown things, unknown blessings that will come your way. So don't be afraid, just come in and see where the journey takes you.